Hi everyone, this is Noah Sandler from Mtgo Academy, and today we'll be doing a vintage cube single elimination draft. So let's jump into Q. And we got a soul ring. Doing pretty well on opening soul ring lately. Definitely a correlation between opening soul rings and winning single elimination drafts, but yep. Passing bribery, damnation, thirst for knowledge, centering tide, generally a pretty weak pack, other than the soul ring and bribery. Worm coil engine, Glenelundra is also really good. Koth also really good with soul ring. Like worm coil goes into any deck that plays soul ring, other than storm. So. And I wouldn't want to waste the soul ring on a storm deck. Even though it's good in storm, I think soul ring's best in like planeswalker heavy decks. We have like really good 4-drops and 5-drops that take over the board. It's pretty good in green ramp decks as well. And I mean, it's pretty much fine in any deck, like mono red, it's fine. But I think it's most broken when you can play like a strong 4-drop on turn 2 followed by a strong 5-drop on turn 3. Alright. First potential decisions. Path Exile, Mana Leak, Char. Yeah, Mana Leak's just the best card. So I'm just going to take that. Nothing really pushes me in another direction. Ooh, this is a good pack. Wasteland, Remand, Lightning Greaves, Factor Fiction. I mean, it'd be nice to take the Wasteland just to start with Soul Ring Engine and hope to get like Crucible, a lot of artifacts. That could be fun. But I mean, the blue cards are really strong. I already took the Leak. So between Factor Fiction and Remand, that's really close. Soul Ring is pretty nice with Factor Fiction. Factor Fiction is nice if we're doing Reanimator. That seems really close. Remand is really, really good. I haven't actually compared these two cards before. Yeah, I don't know which is better, but I think I'm going to take Foff. Just goes well with the Soul Ring. Got a Thoughtseize, Recurring Nightmare, Resto Angel, Tundra. I do like Thoughtseize a lot. Recurring Nightmare is really nice with Wormcoil Engine. Also a Gideon. I like Thoughtseize a lot. I've been a bit unimpressed with Recurring Nightmare. I mean, this might be a decent spot for it, though. But I think I'm just going to take Thoughtseize. It's just good, and like I guess it's not great against mono red, but it just disrupts like so many combo decks, and you get to see your opponent's hand. It just helps you play the rest of the game, and you know when to hold up counters and all of that. And it does kind of look like Black's Open. It's Garruk, Packrat, Sulfuric Vortex. We'll take a Packrat. It's looking at maybe blue-black. I would just Control or Reanimator. So we'll take Inquisition over Gitaxian Probe. Black definitely seems open. Oracle, Mirran Crusader, Journey, Hypnotic Spectre. It's going to be a good Hypnotic Spectre deck. We've got some discard already. It gets better with other discard. And Tidehowl Sculler, Mystic Snake, Elves, Looting. Potentially Looting could be good if we're more Reanimator. Could we maybe not be blue, I guess? I mean, I'm going to want to be blue, but if we weren't, Scholar or any of these 3 cards, Elves or Faithless Looting, could be okay, but I think Scholar would be the best. And white also does seem pretty open. Abrupt Decay, Short Fang, Revelark, Wayfarer, take Short Fang, goes along with the whole discard theme. Survival, Path, I guess I'll take Path. Garruk, I can't really see a use for Liliana in this cube. So we'll take the Garruk. So green and white are both open as well, and blue's definitely getting cut. I mean, I could probably get a good second pack. Wow, Scrubland, Resto Angel. It's a really nice Scrubland. So I'm going to put the blue aside for now, just because it's so cut in pack 1, and might see a good pack 2 for blue, but I do like black-white Disruption quite a bit as an archetype. I mean, I do think it's a good Soul Ring archetype as well. There's some really nice 4 and 5 drops. So yeah, I think I like this direction. It's easier than you'd think to win drafts if you just have a lot of early disruption. I mean, most decks aren't so streamlined that it can survive getting like double discarded early. Take Finks. I mean, if we're just black-white, it's good with stuff like Braids and also one of the better anti-mono red cards. So yeah, I mean, I guess we're really just letting the draft dictate where we're at. And I mean, black and white are coming through, so I think that's the colors we're going to play. Mana Drain, Caracas, Strip Mine. Mana Drain is very nice. I mean, we could still be blue, but Strip Mine's also really good. I mean, we've got all this discard. We can hit a land. I also like Caracas. Maybe that wheels. I think the Mesmeric Fiend should definitely wheel. So I think I want to just stick. Oh, there's also a Vindicate. I didn't even see that. Might come around too. I think I just want to stick with the black-white. Like blue's really cut from the first direction. We might see a really strong blue pack 2, but we're not going to see a great blue pack 3. And I think black and white might be the place to be for all 3 packs. So I'm just going to take the Strip Mine. I wouldn't want to waste a pick and not get a Strip Mine out of this for how good it is for the black-white deck. Okay, Godless Shrine, Council's Judgment, Worn Power Stone. It's a close pick. We already have Scrublands, so the value of having extra, like the Shock Duel, is not quite as high, because, I mean, any fetches we get already can get black-white. And Council's Judgment is premier removal. It gets rid of stuff like True Name Nemesis that can be otherwise really difficult to deal with. It is double white, but it's just a very good card. I mean, it takes a spell slot, which makes it closer since, I mean, it looks like black and white are open enough that we're going to end up with plenty of spells, and so sometimes you want to just take lands instead, knowing that they're going to replace basics and just overall improve your deck compared to Councils might replace another removal spell that is slightly better than. So, seems pretty close to me. I'm going to go with the Godless Shrine, but Council's Judgment might be the correct pick there. We got Brimaz, Disenchant, and Barrel Rights, Necrotal. I like Brimaz a lot. I mean, once we strip our opponent's hand, we just play Brimaz and it can get there by itself. Seems like a good plan. And Barrel Rights, that's okay in a deck like this. Probably wouldn't run it, even though we're black-white. This is a lot of mana, and we're not doing anything broken to get creatures into the graveyard easily, so it's more of just a value card. Utter End, Blade Splicer, Shield Dread, Bone Shredder, Absent. I think we just take Utter End. Excel target non-land permanent, instant speed. Shield Dread's nice. It's good with we have a little ramp in Soul Ring, but let's take the flexible removal. Sun Titan. What do we have for that? Can get back Pack Rat, Finks. Is one of our early drops. Oh, we have Strip Mine. All right, I'm gonna take Sun Titan here. Sun Titan, Strip Mine, really nice combo. Vampiric Tutor or Isolated Chapel. Let's see what kind of a tutor deck this is. You could tutor for Soul Ring, which is nice. You could tutor for, I guess, Pack Rat. I mean, I'd love Demonic Tutor. I don't know if this is a great Vampiric Tutor deck. Like, spending your first turn and a draw step to then cast Soul Ring to then ramp into something. I mean, this isn't like an amazing Sol Ring deck as is, so that is a lot of work to get the Sol Ring going. And other things to search for, there's not much, so I'm just going to take extra fixing. We're going to have a lot of double black and double white spells, so I think just getting plenty of extra fixing is a good idea. Let's just take Hero's Downfall, another premier removal spell over land tax or Archangel. And on color Signet, sure. And Caracas came back. Really happy to see that. We got Brimaz to protect. I guess if we flip Short Fang, we can bounce that back. And then the opponent has an Eldrazi, just bounce it. So I love having Caracas in my deck. Guess we'll take a Soldier. Helps out a little bit against stuff like Mono Red, and I guess against Storm, you'd want to just get as many early creatures in as possible to beat down. You could also take Gramoka or Olivia to splash, but we have such like harsh casting costs, I don't think I want to put another color in. You could also just main the Soldier. Like every once in a while, your opponent will have a multicolored creature that can hold back. And if you're just making your opponent discard cards, killing their lands, you can just keep bashing for 2, maybe. But I think we're going to get a pretty strong pack 3, so I don't think we're going to end up needing to play it. I think I'm going to take Disenchant here. I don't think a Barrel Rights does too much. And it's always nice to have like instant speed, enchantment, artifact removal. We'll take the Bone Shredder over Unexpectedly Absent. Usually they're pretty close. I might prefer Absent, but we've got Sun Titan, which can just keep getting back Bone Shredder. So I think that makes Bone Shredder better. Summit. I guess Temple's better than Summit. I don't think we're going to Deed. I suppose Grave Robber. Does anyone play this card? I liked it in Champions Limited. It was pretty good then. Might even just hate the Welder here. But I guess I'll take it. I don't know, I guess if we faced Reanimator, you'd want this just to like hold your opponent off a little bit, maybe. So Murder's Cut, Marsh Flats, Day Judgment, Kytheon, Sphinx. Let's take a Marsh Flats. It's more good mana here. Yeah, our mana is like just about perfect. But I think this is going to be a strong pack, so I do want to just take up land slots when possible. Gristlebrand, Smokestack, Skinrender. Oh, and Baneslayer Angel. Baneslayer seems really nice here. Gristlebrand, I mean, we'd have to hardcast it, so it's not that easy. Smokestack. Smokestack's alright. I mean, we're disrupting opponent. Though we don't have that many ways of like getting extra card advantage. We have a lot of 1-for-1s that disrupt, but not a ton of ways to abuse Smokestack. But I'm just going to take Baneslayer, help our mono red matchup, and yeah, we just disrupt opponent a little bit, and then it's a pretty strong finisher. I do like Sin Collector a lot. Flooded Strand, Bloodline Keeper, Living Death, Sidisi. So could take the Flooded Strand, just another black-white fixer. Just give us like, literally perfect mana at that point. I think Sin Collector could definitely table, but I'm a pretty big Sin Collector fan, and I mean I think our mana is just good enough at this point. We've got already 4 black-white lands with a Signet, so I think I can. I don't know if this is greedy, but I think I can just take Sin Collector. I think it's just going to be a strong addition to the deck. We got Pluto Delta, Toxic Deluge, Banishing Light, Mary Angel. I think all those are reasonable picks. So Angel, we don't have anything that combos with it, so it's probably going to eliminate that from being an option. Banishing Light, just more stuff that kills anything. Delta, again, fixing is pretty good. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, basically 7 with the Sol Ring. They're like 7 lands, so it could still use some extra spells for the deck. Then Toxic Deluge. I mean, nice catch-all answer. Like, we are a little creature heavy. We've got stuff like Sculler. We don't want to kill that. Might just take Banishing Light, but that's pretty close. Deluge is the more powerful card. But we're just sort of creature heavy enough where I think I'll just take the 1-for-1. Okay, Hero Blade Hold, Face Fetters, Go for the Throat, Watery Grave. Hero, we do have Soul Ring, and right now we don't really have 4-drops. So this is a really nice one to get turn 2. So I'm going to take the Hero. Could use some more just like finishers. We've got a lot of disruption already. Just end the game quickly after we disrupt our opponents. Bitter Blossom, Spectral Proc, Battlesphere. Probably Bitter Blossom. I think it's better than Spectral Procession. No real combos with it other than like we just play it and then disrupt our opponents, and then every turn that passes we get incremental advantage. So that in itself is pretty nice. Arid Mesa, is it time to take some more fixing? And I'm glad we didn't try too hard to get these fetch lands. There are a lot of them this draft. Arbiter isn't too important. Catacombs, another. Could take an Edict. This is really nice in some matchups. Against certain cards like True Name Nemesis or against Reanimator decks, can be pretty powerful. Or we just take another fetch and just guarantee we have perfect mana on turn 3. I think it's going to be the fetch. Yeah, I got Murderous Cut. Spellskite can also be okay. But with all these fetches, Murderous Cut's going to be pretty cheap. And with all this like cheap disruption that goes to the graveyard. I suppose Smokestack. We now have Bitter Blossom. So we have like Brimaz. I don't know if Packrat is really a combo with Smokestack. Like you want things that are going to give you extra permanents in play, or like have an effect and give you a permanent. So like Kitchen Finks, Sin Collector, Hippie. So I'll take it. I don't think I want to splash blue. Fiend Hunter's okay. I'm not usually that big on those types of cards. Bloodline Keeper, another thing that goes well with Smokestack. Also something you can get out with Soul Ring cheaply, or quickly. Could be a pretty good Sidisi deck as well. We've got a good number of early creatures, so we could sack like a Kitchen Finks. This seems kind of a close pick. I think I'll lean Bloodline Keeper, but I mean, usually I haven't found too many spots for Sidisi. This seems like a good spot for it, but I think Bloodline Keeper is probably a little bit better still. Hate a Pulse. Hate Edric. Card's annoying. And I guess we'll take Gatekeeper. We do have really good mana. You could almost have the Gatekeeper work. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 25 spells right now. So we cut Gatekeeper, 24. And then maybe Smokestack. Yeah, I think it's Smokestack. I like Short Fang with all the rest of this disruption. Yeah, I like this deck a lot. Just, yeah, a lot of cheap disruption, annoying creatures that are hard to deal with once we make our opponent discard cards. There's some strong finishers. And I think this will perform well. So I think this is it. With 8 lands, and Soul Ring I basically count as a land. So we only need to go 16 lands. Any reason to run the Foundry? Doesn't look like it. And we have 1 extra planes from Caracas. We'd want to be basically an even split. We want black a little earlier for turns 1 and 2. We want a little more nearly even for turn 3, and then it's pretty close after that. So it's actually, we probably want like an even split. If we had to, maybe 1 more black just because we want the turn 1 discard. It really shouldn't matter because our mana is so good to just get the single black or single white. So maybe we should focus a little more on the doubles, and there's a little more, I think double white is a little bit more important. This is 4-3, so just 4-3 the other way with the Caracas gives us even. Oh wait, no, there's a forest. Thanks, Moto. Okay, so we actually do have to make the choice. I think we want to go 1 more white. So 4-4. So basically 1 extra white, whatever that is. And we'll submit, and I'll see you for round 1. Okay, ready for round 1. And this will do. So I think we lead off with the Mesa and grab Godless Shrine. I would like to clear the way for Pack Rat. Opponent needs to deal with it next turn, or we just keep making rats. Mountain, though, that could definitely kill it. Nope, Augur Bolus. So we'll see what they grab. We could just Sin Collector whatever they get if they get something really good. Dig Through Time. We can wait on that. It's kind of interesting if we wanted to. Ooh, Soul Ring. That's certainly nice. Means we can go Sin Collector, Pack Rat next turn. It's hard not to just make a rat token here. I mean, we'll go Soul Ring Rat. Just having 2 rat tokens, it's not that many like red spells opponent could have here that could kill both of them. So it seems really safe. And then we followed up with Sin Collector, make a rat. Could just make a rat right now. I mean, what could opponent have? Just like, I don't think there's Anger Gods in this cube. Like, might be better just to make a rat. I mean, there's not that much instant speed 1 damage removal either. Like, Electrolyze is not a big deal. Yeah, I'll just pass. I guess maybe I would disenchant something. Power Stone. Okay. Hero's Downfall is getting discarded. Then I probably want to kill the Power Stone next turn. And I guess I'll wait 1 turn on Sin Collector. Yeah, Caracas is cool. So I make a rat and disenchant the Power Stone. Does that prevent something crazy like Wildfire? Or even Tinker, maybe. get them something like Bonfire at some point. Next turn, can't kill them. So we have to wait one turn. Interesting with Scroll Rack, like we could go for Sin Collector, though potentially they would leave like the one card they need on top. Play a Lotus Bloom. Huh. And I guess they're like big mana ramp. They need to go like land, Mox, Mizium Mortars, and the Mortars needs to be the top card. What about Bonfire? Bonfire doesn't work. I can only do it for 3. If I go for Pack Rat. Yeah, I think let's definitely making at least 1 rat. It's like if I make another, I've got a bunch of 5/5s in play. Like what could actually kill me or kill them? It would need to be something like Mox related. Maybe like Sneak Attack or Through the Breach into something. Even that, I don't know if that would do it. I mean, Krakus helps a little bit against that. Like Upheaval, I'm still good against Upheaval. I feel like what instant combos could they have? It just seems like just another Pack Rat beats basically everything. I'm not sure Sin Collector is going to do anything, so I'm still just going to pass. But you might I don't know, you maybe might as well just make another rat there and get an extra 2 damage in. I don't think the 2 damage is going to matter. Okay, Scroll Rack again. We're protecting from Emrakul, even though I don't think we lose to Emrakul. Maybe like a Turnabout or Cryptic Command, tapping us down for a turn. Wouldn't think that opponent would play Turnabout. Alright, looks like they didn't have that impossible combination of cards that I can't think of. Dig Through Time, Lotus Bloom. Okay, so lots of artifacts. I think Smokestack could be good on the play. Excuse me. Nothing else seems good in the board. Bone Shredder. Didn't see too much creature stuff. That could still be good. Disenchant definitely good. Yeah, I'm just gonna run it back. There's nothing really want to put in. Okay, sounds fine. It's a question if we draw our 3rd land, do we go for turn 2 Pack Rat or turn 2 Bitter Blossom? It's pretty interesting. Opponent does have a removal spell right then. Bitter Blossom's going to be better. If they don't have anything, then just going for Pack Rat's going to be better, because it's just going to deal more damage. And also, it's going to make the Pack Rat like resilient a turn sooner. We didn't draw the land, so I think I just got to go for Bitter Blossom. I think it's too risky to just hope to draw a land. Otherwise, we miss an extra turn of Bitter Blossoming. Actually, I could see. I mean, like, if we do draw a land, getting an extra turn of a Pack Rat is certainly worthwhile, and like getting 1/1/1 flyer maybe isn't as important. So maybe Pack Rat's still just the right play there. I'm still wondering what opponent's up to. Seems something, maybe Tinker, Ramp, Show and Tell through the breach, maybe like the twin combo. Something combo-y, I think. Haven't put my finger on it yet. Thinks, well, we're at least rewarded for waiting. And going Bitter Blossom first, though, yeah, I'm not. I could definitely see an argument for playing Pack Rat first, and just, if we draw the land, potentially that is just so much better than having an extra flyer in play. Opponent keeps scroll racking. I don't know much about our opponent yet, but some players may try to play around like discard spells. Okay, that Firebolt. So it's worth noting, like something like Sin Collector gets a little worse against Scroll Rack against players that are considering that possibility and just leaving like their best spell on top. Okay, Signet. Bitter Blossom's a pretty slow clock. I do really like the card, but it is powered cube, and these 1/1 flyers, like even if not dealt with, it gives opponent a ton of turns to actually beat you. So you want stuff like Skull Clamp, Braids, Smokestack with it usually, but I think it's fun enough here just with a lot of disruption. But like in this spot, this is a sort of ideal spot for it to just get it on turn 2 against an opponent that hasn't really done much. But it could still be just too slow if opponent's going to be through the breaching. Or so we have a Jace. Jace, it's not too bad. And they could Fate Seal us and put lands on the bottom. Alright, they're going to Brainstorm. So we could Banishing Light the Jace, or we could attack it to 1 and go for Sin Collector. Put out Lotus Bloom. With all the scroll racking and the Jacing, it's just hard to know if opponent's going to have something good to hit with Sin Collector. Like, they might be. Like, I just don't know if they're going to be cautious. I guess the speed that they're making these decisions with kind of seems like they're not putting too much thought into it, but I don't know how much I can read into that. Strip Mine, that's kind of cool. I mean, I want lands, but with Bitter Blossom out, opponent, they're scroll racking, but they do only have 1 mountain out. So if I hit their mountain and I Banishing Light the Jace, could send him back a decent amount. And with the Bitter Blossom out and these tokens in play, every turn that my opponent stalls is pretty nice. And getting rid of the Jace here slows down the scroll rack as well, because the opponent's going to be 1 card down from it. I mean, this might be their only red mana. I might have like no red on top. You'd think they would have played another mountain by now. And if they're trying to kill with Sneak Attack, like they might need multiple mountains. We do have an Utter End that could kill a Sneak Attack if we get up to 4 mana. Though I guess they got the Lotus Bloom, so eventually they'll be able to do whatever. Could maybe Utter End the Lotus Bloom. So probably going to go for Sin Collector this turn. If we get another land, could maybe go for Bloodline Keeper. Does increase the clock a decent amount. We got 4 blue up. And I wonder why I'd hit with the Sin Collector. Though, if I do hit with the Sin Collector, it like reduces opponent's ability to scroll rack, so that could actually be really nice. And that sort of sounds worth it, I think. If they have Cryptic Command, they could bounce the Banishing Light, so I think I want to go for Sin Collector first. Because if I attack first, they'd go to 14, and then I cast it, they get to Jace for a turn. Okay, it didn't get there. Dualcaster Mage. What a weird deck they have. Muldrifter, Ralzeric. So getting rid of the mountain was nice. Don't have to deal with Ralzeric. Muldrifter will be annoying. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a good Muldrifter. I can remove it, but them drawing cards, them getting more scroll rack action, and then having a 2/2 flyer against my rogues is one of the better things they could have here. And they have that Lotus Bloom. And I still could be hiding whatever scary cards on top. They're going to rack. You'd think they'd go for Muldrifter here. So I'm a little bit surprised. Maybe they have another island on top that they're going to play. You think they would just cast Muldrifter, then maybe after that play a land and scroll rack. Do they think they need to get one card deeper right here compared to just going for Muldrifter? Pentad Prism for 1, so they can do a little bit of red. I'm just passing. Am I missing something crazy that they can do? Probably just going to utter end the Lotus Bloom if I can get a land. Like, I'm not sure what they're doing, but if I do that, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to do, but I mean, it does stop them from casting something really big. They have 6 mana right now with 1 red. I guess if I do that, they get the Dualcaster Mage. Wait, can I? Is the Dualcaster Mage? I guess they could find it anyway. So they could Dualcaster Mage the other end and then like kill the Banishing Light. And that's a little lame. So instead, let's attack and Bloodline Keeper. I mean, just because of that Dualcaster Mage, it's just like, yeah, I'd like to stop them from getting too much of mana, and maybe that will allow me to win as long as they don't get up to a ton of mana. And none of the cards I've seen even lets them do anything crazy with a lot of mana. But, I mean, Bloodline Keeper, maybe just win next turn. Finks might be a little more resilient against mass removal. I'll just go for Keeper. We'll see what opponent can do. Like, I'm not really seeing it. You can Ralzeric, kill the Keeper, play Muldrifter, pass. I mean, there's a couple cards we haven't seen that they know about that they're trying to set up. And I do wonder, like, they did suspend the Lotus Bloom, They could have held it in their hand and kept scroll racking deeper. Alright. Here's Lotus Bloom. That'd be pretty impressive if it was like a Through the Breach combo that they had just been holding on top this whole time. Oof, Thundermaw Hellkite, wow. That's good. That is quite good. And lets them like Ralzeric my Bloodline Keeper. Well, that's a strong play. Chandra Pyromaster. So I'm going to keep my Keeper? It's very nice of the opponent if they let me keep the Keeper out. It seems like a mistake. I mean, they will have... they don't even have red mana. They don't have any red mana left. So I can cut the Thundermaw, play Finks, pass, make a 2/2 flyer, opponent kill... they might 0 Pyromaster. And I suppose I could just utter end the Pyromaster right now. And then opponent can't like get deeper into their deck. But I think I like this cut play. 1, 2, 3. So they have Muldrifter, Dualcaster Mage, and Ralzeric. I don't know if, like, if I was super ridiculous, I could maybe just like do the math. I could just pay attention to all the cards they've been putting back and forth. I don't know if that's worth the brain power really, but just have kind of an idea that they have like 1 or 2 cards we haven't seen somewhere in the top, and we know those cards that we have seen. So they got a Mountain. They can go for Muldrifter. Muldrifter probably going to go for Ralzeric, kill the Bloodline Keeper, and then plus Chandra, kill the Rogue. And then I've got 5 power. I put opponent to 3, or I probably want to kill Ralzeric and put them to 5. And then I can maybe utter end the Chandra. They'll probably just cast Wormcoil Engine if I get to the 6 mana. Okay, Ralzeric. Bone Treader, so yeah, let's kill Chandra. I mean, it is pretty annoying, even just poking my Empires every turn. And let's kill Ralzeric. It's worth missing out on 2 damage, I think. Even though life totals are pretty close, I think not allowing the opponent to have Ralzeric. They can't get to double red. Okay. Pass a turn, so Dualcaster Mage and Muldrifter at this point are probably the exact 2 cards they have in their hand. I expect them to just cast Muldrifter here. Consecrate Sphinx. Okay. So I would hope that Muldrifter and Dualcaster Mage are like, their top card. But they're going to draw an extra card beyond that. we get to Bone Shredder and we get to kill them. So all that math and thinking about stuff didn't actually matter. Because we got the win here. Alright. Man, pretty interesting match. I think our deck performed pretty well. Still didn't fully know what opponent was up to. Maybe just, yeah, I don't know. It's like rampant. I guess it was just like red-blue good stuff. Maybe. Maybe their draft didn't go that well. But yeah, I'll see you for round 2. Okay, ready for round 2. Play first. I mean, not a bad hand with Soul Ring, of course, but excuse me, we don't actually have anything exciting to excel into yet. But this hand could become very good. Interestingly, I could actually lead with Godless Shrine Soul Ring. I don't know if that's quite worth it, but it does open up 2 outs, Bloodline Keeper and the Hero of Bladehold. So, I mean, 1/10 of our life total for a 1 out of 33 chance improvement. And even if we do draw that specific card, if we play it the turn after, it's like we could still just win the game. Like, it might not even matter. So in that sense, I mean, I'd rather go for Hero, I think. So, although interestingly, Bloodline Keeper, while it won't be quite as broken on turn 2, it's more effective on turn 2. Like, Hero on turn 3 or 4 is probably going to win anyway. Bloodline Keeper, given like a few turns, is more likely to win than giving your opponent more time. I am spending way too much time on this decision, but I think it ends up being correct to just go with the swamp. I mean, hopefully hopefully that's useful to somebody to just like consider the different factors that go into a decision like that, even though the end effect is like not gonna matter at all. Sylvan Library. Definitely want a Banishing Light that. We have no pressure on our opponent, so they could just draw 2 extra cards this turn. Since they are green, they might have enchantment removal for Banishing Light. It's still not being able to take advantage of the Soul Ring. Okay, Garrick. So we can downfall that and Bone Shred the token. Might hold. I'm not going to play any more lands at this point, I think. Unless if I have to, because of Pack Rat. Baneslayer Angel, there we go. That is a card I can win from this point. Opponent could have Natural Order, but Baneslayer is pretty strong. Ugh, Stunted Growth. I mean, it sucks, but I mean, I could play a land. You don't usually play around Stunted Growth. Keep Shredder on top, I guess. Suppose we don't even have to cast a Shredder here, but I think I want to. I think I want to prevent Natural Order. And obviously we still have Murderous Cut. And then Baneslayer Angel can kill most Planeswalkers in one shot. Okay, Master, probably want to kill that. We can't, though. One mana short. Let's see, was it right to just let the Bone Shredder die there and kill Murderous kill a master? I think so. Like it's dying anyway. We can cut it end of turn here. Let's see, Garrick Primal Hunter. The opponent minuses it. We can just kill the master in response. Yeah, it's pretty good for us. Opponent probably didn't expect removal there, considering we let the master survive, so they probably thought they were safe. So they just traded Garrick to draw 2 cards, Divination, I mean, we might have had to hit Garrick or let it stay in turn for another, or on the board for another turn. But I mean, hopefully, opponent just doesn't have an answer to the Baneslayer. There aren't that many in green. I guess I should hold the scrub land in case we draw Pack Rat. I mean, they're not gonna get Studded Growth again. Alright, Baneslayer was enough. So, I mean, it was kind of a weird start for a Soul Ring hand, but we did draw our finisher eventually, and it got there. So, gotta pay attention to that Studded Growth. Imagine we're gonna have a good chance of making opponent discard it before it hits us in the future. Gatekeeper could be good. Nothing else seems good, and everything seems good here, so we'll run it back. Yeah, this hand's fine. Turn 2 Short Fang with some removal to back it up. So we'll probably get Godless Shrine. I don't expect us having to path something. I guess if it has Raphellos, we would. Alright, don't want to be stuck on 2 lands, but I mean I can just sit here and keep Short Fanging. Hopefully opponent doesn't have a Planeswalker. They have Raphellos. Karakas, please? Karakas off the top would be really sick. At least a land. Good. Yeah, I think I path Raphellos to make opponent discard. I think that's better than Bone Shredder. I guess I'll do it upkeep. Oh, good to kill the Reclamation Sage. The opponent's hand's probably pretty good. So, upkeep. That way they can't use the land immediately. So, I mean, we're doing pretty good on the disruption front. If they don't have, like, a Planeswalker, the Sylvan Library is pretty good for them, for sure, against the Short Fang. Kitchen Finks. Yeah, I would like to kill the Finehorn Elves. I think making them discard's pretty good, though. I think, since they discarded Reclamation Sage, I think any card in their hand's pretty powerful right now. It just kind of sucks. We can't be getting something on the board here. But I think we'll get something decent. I suppose Finks could start putting pressure, because the Sylvan Library opponent could just draw a bunch of cards. Finks might put a little pressure on them. Well, we got a Pilgrim. I mean, if we played Shredder, we would have just killed an Elf, so... Like, because they discard the Sage, I think just making them discard is likely to hit something good. So yeah, they make the correct play. Just whatever they have, they should be drawing 2 extra cards there. Okay, Garrick is going to be tough to deal with. Gotta make something happen soon. Tidehouse Sculler. Yeah, my hand is just like getting mana screwed here. Opponent just has like that Sylvan Library is really, really good for them. And my Short Fang no longer is going to have a big effect on the game. Even though I can probably hit a decent card with it here. They're just drawing too many cards. I might just go for Finks now. Holds off the Beast. That's better I mean, it's probably better than shredding the beast. I'll Sphinx. Sculler, I could hit something decent, but I think I just want to hold off, like slow my opponent down a little bit, give myself time to set up, draw some lands. If they go really low, I could maybe kill them with a flyer or a hero attack. I'll just have to put some kind of pressure on the Garruk at some point. I'm a little surprised they didn't go to at least 8. That's a Den Protector. Let's get another elf. I'm just going to go for Sculler here. I think they might have a really big card in hand that they want to cast. Strip Mine, not the most exciting. I can go for Hero, but I think with the way they played that, just trying to get more mana into play, I think they might have something big. Yeah, like Primus. That's gotta be Primus. The other Garruk is bad, but it means they have to lose this Garruk, so like we're not able to pressure. They could overrun if they just make a beast here, play Garruk, get up to 4. I think we're just gonna lose. Okay, let's block Den Protector. Could really use this hippie in play. Alright, Chapel. So we could go for Hero. This gives us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 potential attackers. Or Hypnotic Spectre, which can can keep the Garruks in check just by having an extra flyer. Use a black mana. Hero also holds off their attacks for a turn, which is kind of nice. It does save us 6 life. Yeah, maybe we just want the hero out. I don't want to force myself into an all-in attack, but I do have, I might be able to get Bone Shredder into cut. So I can at least, make the attack not awful. Nah, maybe it's Spectre. Because if I get another land, I have Wormcoil Engine, which is quite strong here. And Spectre does hold off the Garruks a bit. I think that's, yeah. Because if opponent plays something decent, pumps up the Garruk, and then passes, I'm pretty much forced to go in with the hero that turn. And I don't know if a big attack with hero is going to work out too well. They can trade for my Sculler, get back Primus. Just might not go super well. So, yeah, I'll take this. Go to 12. Land? Bitter Blossom, not great. So we can attack Garruk, we can attack opponent. And we'll play hero. Attacking Garruk prevents him from drawing 3 cards and then just casting the other Garruk. That seems sort of worthwhile. attacking them, I might hit the Garrick with the discard. And they're at lower life total, like the hero's a little more threatening. Yeah, I'm just going to hit them. I mean, drawing 3 cards is pretty bad, but them just making a 3/3 every turn is also not that great. Or maybe it's okay. Yeah, they'll make 3/3s. That's fine. If I get 1 land, I Worm Coil, and then I don't really have to worry about the 3/3s too much anymore. Man, a lot of tough decisions this game. And I did get to kill the Garrick next turn, so... Courser... They got a land... And they're going to draw into some gas at some point. They do have like Sylvan plus Courser, it's a pretty nice combo. They choose not to attack here. I also have Short Fang, I could start going after their hand. Banishing Light. Could actually do a cool play with Strip Mine on myself to cut and cast a 3-mana removal spell. Could kill 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 creatures blocking. That's not really worth going for. So we can kill the Garrick with a Hippie attack. And we could shred the Courser. I think that's a pretty good play. Could also just play Bitter Blossom. Or I think I want to make my opponent discard a card. I think that has some value. I mean, we know we have the Garrick and then probably some lands in hand. Bitter Blossom's decent, but I think I can do better. Let's just make them discard a card, maybe. It also costs me a life every turn. But it is good with Hero if I can get that out. Let's see, I make him discard. I don't know, I think, yeah, I'm going to go after their hand, I think. Bitter Blossom could help me kill sooner with the Hero, but I also have to speed up a little bit. I'm taking a ton of time on this game, but it is a difficult game. I know opponent already has lands in hand, so I'm okay just waiting on the Short Fang. I'm going to hit a forest regardless. Okay, there's the Garrick. Whoa, Battle Sphere. Okay. Still definitely fine if... oh, that Tree Speaker. Okay, don't think I can pay the upkeep here, even though I want to have the 1/1 flyer. I mean, I could just attack Garrick with it and then hippie at opponent. But I think I need the mana or something else. Soul Ring, that's not bad. Alright. So, gotta do something about the Garrick. I could Banishing Light it. I could Murderous Cut the Battle Sphere. And attack for 2. And just, like, not die. Could Wormcoil Engine, attack Garrick. I mean, Engine's pretty good against this board. I feel like opponent can't actually kill me. Like I gain 6, go to 18, I take 4, go to 14. Just like block a bunch of stuff. It's not going to be pretty, but I mean, I'm not going to die. Leaves opponent with 1 extra card in hand. Alright, gotta speed this up a little bit. Alright, we're gonna Banishing Light. Nah, I'm gonna go with Worm Coil. Attack Garrick. We'll see how bad this attack is from opponent. I kept 1 card. Ooh, Survival. That could be bad. That's probably very bad. If they have Craterhoof Behemoth, I'm dead. Ulamog. Can they cast it? Nope. 7, 8, no. Oh, they have exactly enough. Ugh. That's probably a game. Wow. Yeah, if I killed the Garrick, he couldn't Ulamog this turn. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I can just play around Ulamog and that, like, survival Ulamog, that's kind of random. Yeah, I'm just gonna concede. That's unfortunate. I put a lot of thought into that game. I mean, they'd have Ulamog the next turn. Or maybe not. Let's see, 8. I guess they'd have Ulamog the next turn. Might have still lost. I hope this is game 3. That was a long game. Yeah, okay. First one I went with Baneslayer. So, yeah, just run it back. Okay. Seems alright. So we'll get Godless Shrine, put Short Fang out there. The opponent doesn't actually have answers, it seems, to Short Fang other than Ulamog, so as long as they don't do anything too scary, I can just sit here making them discard. And I guess like they need a Planeswalker or Sylvan Library or maybe Courser or Fellows. So we'll path that. A lot of mana. Not too many cards in hand at this point. Suppose we don't want lands of this. I suppose we don't want lands, so we'll get Scrub Land. Make opponent discard. And then upkeep, path for Fellows. Alright, they discarded an elf. Hopefully we get Strip Mine. We can go Strip Mine, Sudden Titan. Could take opponent out of the game. This looks like could be a Garrick. Okay, Master Wild Hunt. That's fine. Do we have enough to... Yeah, we can make opponent discard and kill that. That's really good. These discards are definitely going to add up. So we've already hit 2 Mana Elves. This is making it harder and harder for opponent to actually get to something like Ulamog. And they need a Planeswalker. Oracle, that's pretty good for them. Battlesphere. I mean, what do they have in their hand, though? They have 5 lands out. They have 5 mana right now. Hopefully they don't have a land on top. Pack Rat. Probably just Signet, make him discard. I could go pack rat and just start pack ratting. But make them discard has to be good. Like taking a card out of their hand seems really good here. Wait, can I do everything? Actually can. Let's make them discard. Then we go Signet into pack rat. Yeah, okay, so they really need lands on top. Please don't have a land. Oh no. Okay, one land. Did they have another? Rex Sage, it's not the worst. Den Protector. Okay, so we got one turn. So the Protector is basically going to protect the last card in their hand. Oh, rat's a 2/2? Oh, Short Fang's a rat. Oh, I could actually trade if I wanted to. And then Sun Titan it back. Jeez, should have done that. I can't imagine my opponent recognized that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Den Protector. I mean, so they get out Battlesphere. That's not necessarily good enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can make them discard, basically just use their Den Protector. Or actually, a great play is we just, let's see, we just go to their upkeep. Wow, okay, glad I caught this. We go to their upkeep. Let's see, do we attack? No. So now if they Den Protector, we would make them discard. Now in their upkeep, we make them discard. So now if they want to keep their Battlesphere, they've got to Den Protector it. Why is this so hard? Okay. Okay, they just let it go, so they're going to flip. Why is Short Fang down here? So they're going to let the Short Fang flip. They can use Den Protector to get their Battlesphere back. So we're going to face a Battlesphere next turn. But we can start getting the pack rat going. So yeah, so this play was pretty strong. If we just played Sun Titan, they could cast Battlesphere, and then we're a little bit behind. Like the first attack with Battlesphere is going to be pretty tough for us to deal with. Opponent is Courser, so we make pack rat. Sin Collector doesn't do anything, and then we got Stab Whisker. It's a 3/3. Why is it down here? Lose one card for each card with fewer than 3. Oh wait, we don't have enough mana? Thought we had one. Oh, we discarded the Swamp, I guess. Oh, I thought we were going to be able to Sun Titan there, but forgot about the Signet getting killed. Yeah, I guess I shouldn't have pack ratted. But it's fine, like we'll just go with make a Pat Rat token. Do we attack with one of them? No. And I mean, they're actually still 1 mana short. They need to get a land here on top. And they didn't get it, so they can't even cast Battlesphere this turn. Oh, my bad. They got Master back. Okay. Interesting. So I'm going to try to compete with the pack rat that way. Could work. I have a lot of removal, though. Hypnotic Spectre. It's pretty good with Stab Whisker. I mean, though, I don't know. Everything I discard to pack rat's pretty good right now. Make 5/5s. Let's see, is there any way I can get wrecked by a big block? They're all 5/5s. This opponent has to put these two on one. The others are 4/4s. They put these on the other. The others are 3/3s. They put this. So they could take out my whole board, I believe, if they block correctly. So 5/5s. Oh yeah, because Stab Whiskers. I'll keep forgetting. Wait. Why is Stab Whisker... I guess this is also like bugged or something. Do I attack with Stab Whisker also? I guess not. So I mean, I think if I did the math right, I think opponent, and I am low on clock, so I think this is important to actually make plays here. But I think opponent can trade their whole board to leave me with one pack rat. But they're going to do something a little less crazy. So they get their first wolf. They have to take some damage from Stab Whisker. Got an Ulamog on top that they can't do anything with. I think the pack rats are going to get there. Worm Coil. Okay, do we attack with Stab Whisker also? I don't think it can really hurt. Might just give us some extra damage. I have Ulamog on top, I don't really care about that. I can block with Courser on it. Probably going to want to trade Courser anyway. I'll just attack with the pack rats. Oh, that's perfectly fine, I think. Or, yeah. Unless if I'm missing something. I think Worm Coil is okay to discard here. I think Sun-Titan's probably a little better. Okay, Survival of the Fittest on top. Alright, now definitely can be attacking with all, if I wasn't able to before. Okay, so they've Carroted Ulamog. So they're going to have Survival Ulamog. Banishing Light. Can't be better than just making more pack rats. Alright, so everybody in. Or wait, they're going to take 2 damage from Stab Whisker. If it doesn't die. I don't know, I'll just leave it back again. I think they're pretty much just dead. So they're taking 2, and then they're going to take 2 next turn. Discard Titan. F6. Oh, let's see. Beginning. Response upkeep, they lose 1 life. Okay. So they have survival. They can survival for something, but they only have 1 mana left over. Okay. Elvish Mystic. Not going to do it. Alright. Pretty sick match. Yeah, there was a lot of interesting decisions in that match. I had Pack Rat, pretty broken card. I'm not even sure if I played the Pack Rat right. It's a hard card to play. Alright. Into the finals.
Alright, finals time. So, I've got a good opening hand. I was about to remark how interesting it is we actually haven't drawn Thoughtseize or Inquisition this entire draft, and our deck is sort of based around those cards. Dark Ritual. What? This means our Inquisition might not be that strong. Mesmeric Fiend? Yeah, it's Ritual Mesmeric Fiend? I don't like that play. Like opponent, maybe could have just waited one turn and played Mesmeric Fiend. I suppose if I was casting Ancestral or turn one Mana Crypt Island Tinker for Blightsteel, that would have been good. I guess they have one mana floating, so maybe they have something cool to do with that last mana. It is kind of interesting. If they don't take Inquisition here, it's like, do you cast the Inquisition? I don't know that I can put my opponent on the level that they'd have a really good card to hit with it and just leave it there. That seems a little reckless. They didn't use the other mana. This just first. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't usually run Dark Ritual in non-Storm decks, so already that's a little interesting. All right, Short Fang is very nice with the opponent like giving us a free card with that Ritual play. I mean, like, how much worse is it going to be to just wait one turn? And then you save Dark Ritual for something else. I could be wrong. There could be something I'm missing, but Demonic Tutor. I mean, I suppose if they have just some sick combo on turn 3, I can see that. Dark Ritual Tutor. I mean, what are they doing? So we'll go with Short Fang. I mean, red and black. Caracas could be nice. Do I want to show it yet? They could have like a ton of mana and like Rakdos return me or something next turn. I can throw Caracas out there. They could like Entomb, get something back. In that sense, I almost want to just hold the Caracas. So maybe they'll Entomb a legendary creature. I think it's pretty safe just to hold on to it. I don't think my entire hand's getting tossed this turn. I suppose if they go like Mana Vault, Mind Twist, I lose the Caracas. That's pretty annoying. Catacomb. It could be Reanimator. Show and Tell. Well, hope this Caracas will come in handy. Do we drop? Yeah, I think we drop Baneslayer. Hypnotic Spectre is also kind of exciting, but I think we drop Baneslayer. It'd be funny to drop Caracas just for trolls, but Baneslayer is probably good enough. Ulamog. Well, that's a legendary creature, Eldrazi. I mean, it's been a while since I've done this, but this is why I love taking Caracas really high in Cube. It's a land that does that just wins you these games. Just single-handedly. It's one of the most frustrating cards ever made in Magic. A land that just destroys you. Oh, I should have made opponent discard first. That was a mistake. That was a pretty... I mean, I was so excited to make that play. I didn't even realize, wow, I actually have mana to make them discard here. But there's no reason to let them put the Eldrazi back in their deck. That just is... Like, they could have two strong cards plus the Eldrazi, which is now useless. They discarded on Barrel Rights. I mean, maybe they want to discard it so they could Plains and get something back. I think this game is mostly over. I'm just gonna keep making them discard. Let's go upkeep, make them do it. Like maybe they have some end of turn effect. Discard Shield Red. Well, that's also a legend, so Caracas just bounces it. Yep. This card's so broken when it's good. It's so good when it's good. And when it's bad, it's a plains. I don't know why they printed this card. I mean, it was in Legends. Actually, I was looking through a lot of my like old storage at home and over the holiday break, and a lot of Magic cards I've played for like 20 or so years, and I thought that I had combed through everything and basically taken anything of value out from all these boxes, but I actually found a ton of really awesome stuff, and some cards I didn't even know I had, including an Italian Legends Caracas. I found 2 Show and Tells that at the time I thought were just crap, and like 25 Dazes. It's a lot of cards that still have value, or that used to not be worth anything that now have value. I mean, nothing like Moxes. I mean, I would have known about those, but just a lot of cards that like used to be useless, and either in some multiplayer format or Legacy or Modern, they suddenly started seeing a lot of play and just got a bunch of value, like Sensei's Divining Top. But yeah, it was really fun to go through all those cards and just find all these cards I didn't even remember having, and it was just like it was like digging for buried treasure, and I found a lot of cool stuff. It's a nice trip down memory lane. But yeah, back to trying to win this finals. So opponent's on some interesting Reanimator Show and Tell strategy. We have Caracas, which is like #1 thing we can do. I guess we can try the Grave Robber. Next, I'll target card. I mean, I can remove an Unburial Rites or just one of their fatties. Kitchen Finks isn't that exciting. All the removal's still pretty good. Path is good. The discard's still good. Sculler's good. Short Fang is iffy, but I think I can back it up with enough removal that I don't hate making my opponent discard cards. I just need to be careful not to let them, if they just have one reanimation spell, just like let them discard into it. So we got the Grave Robber, have a Disenchant. I don't think I saw anything for Disenchant. They might have Animate Dead. And then we've got Hypnotic Spectre. So Hypnotic Spectre plus Grave Robber is actually pretty nice, because no matter what they have, we can make sure they can't drop a fatty into the yard and reanimate it. We also have Sin Collector, just to take a look at their hand. Show and Tell would be pretty rough at this point, though. We're a turn behind being able to hit it with Sin Collector. And we don't have an answer for something like Ulamog right now. Time Walk. Okay. Could it be the Show and Tell already? Thirst for Knowledge, okay. I mean, they could have Reanimation Spell next turn. They don't need black mana yet, but they're going to draw a lot of cards. And Grave Robber is going to be turn 2 slow. They might even drop like Unburial Rites and a fatty. So yeah, just hopefully they're not reanimating something in the next turn. And if they do, hopefully we can Downfall or Disenchant to get rid of it. Okay, they did pitch Unburial Rites, but no fatty.
going to get the Shrine here. You could wait a turn, give yourself one more chance of hitting a land. But I think it's too likely that I'm going to end up having to pay 2 life. I guess I could search for Scrubland then. So that's a close call, I think. My mouse is a little funky right now. Bone Shredder. Sometimes that works off of Show and Tell, but probably not against the things opponent has. Maybe Shredder should have been cut. And so far we've seen Shield Dread and Ulamog, which both don't get hit by Shredder. So Kitchen Finks could just be better. Or maybe the Smokestack. I don't like Smokestack too much on the draw, but if opponent doesn't have the combo and just gives us some extra turns, we could really mess with them there. Okay, Compulsive Research, so we can probably get a shot at the Unbarrel Rights in their graveyard. If they don't have, like, Reanimate here. Though, if I do draw a land, I'd love to Sin Collector. See what's going on. And they might have Show and Tell combo at this point. If they drop 2 fat creatures, then I could maybe Grave Rob the Unbarrel Rights. So they got Angel. And we did draw a land. Angel I can Bone Shred. So I'm not too worried about that. I could also just pass. I mean, the bad thing that could happen is I get Show and Tell. I guess I could go for Sin Collector just to protect against that. Like, if I let them get the Angel back, they remove Grave Robber, I just Bone Shred it, not a big deal. But Show and Tell would just kill me. If I pass with mana up, it doesn't protect against Show and Tell. And going for Hippie is nice too. We'll go with Sin Collector. Mouse is malfunctioning. Opponent's drawing a lot of cards. Okay, Vampiric Tutor. Ugh. That's not good. I mean, if we see an Ulamog in hand, then we know what's up. We can't do anything to stop it. Especially if they like quickly resolve this Vampiric Tutor, then they definitely have. I mean, we're gonna see in a second anyway. So I'll see if they have something crazy. Oh, absolutely nothing. Czar of Baghdad. Probably not going to Angel the Sin Collector if turn into their owner's hands. Let's see what they tutored for. Guess it could be an Entomb. What? It's got... This shows like 3 cards behind it. Does that... I hope that doesn't do something weird. So let's just Bone Shred that.
There's Bizarre. And they could discard a fatty here and then reanimate it. Because they do have one card, so let's just assume they kept something like Animate Dead. Depending on what they kept, Sin Collector might hit it. Discard 3 lands. That's gotta be good. If we're not getting show and tell. So Tassiger. Oh, Tombstalker. So they do have one card in hand. We could get lucky with the Sin Collector here. Would be really sick if we actually hit. So we'll lose that. So I mean, I don't think they would have tutored for the Tombstalker. But if we do hit with Sin Collector, it's insane. Otherwise, we can just downfall the Tombstalker. I don't really care about taking a hit for 5. Yeah, let's go for the two. It's so good for us if Collector hits here. And I just don't think they tutored for Tombstalker, so I think they have one like really strong card left in hand. Yeah, it's show and tell. Alright, that was really, really good. So now their Bizarre is basically turned off. I mean, they can use it just to fill the graveyard if they want, but that slowed them down quite a bit. And now we don't have to worry about the show and tell Ulamog combo, which is like the only thing I've really been afraid of this whole game. Inquisition. So probably want to downfall that. I'd like to get rid of the Angel. And I guess I could Inquisition here. I mean, there is I don't know. How likely? I mean, if I do hit with Inquisition, this is like a little less likely. You'd think opponent would cast something, but if I do hit, if there is something that they are saving, it is pretty good. And if I do go for Grave Robber this turn, then maybe I just want to go for Hypnotic Spectre. Yeah, Hypnotic Spectre seems right. Because if this resolves, next turn I downfall the Tombstalker and start hitting with Hippie, it's going to be hard for opponent to come back. Because that turns off their Bizarre. They're not going to be able to hold cards in hand to use it. So at that point it's going to be like they have to top deck a reanimation spell. Okay, they have Reanimate. So they go to 7. Yeah, I mean, Reanimate does suck here. It slows us down a bunch. I mean, I hope that was a card they just drew and the Inquisition plan wouldn't have worked. But I think Hippie was the right play. I think Inquisition is going to brick there a really large percentage of the time. Like, they just drew one random card, and a lot of the cheap cards they're going to cast anyway. And I think Hippie puts us in a better spot overall. So when this enters the battlefield, when it leaves the battlefield, return them to hand. I guess I Inquisition and then downfall. Other end might be better. Inquisition protects in case they randomly drew a counterspell here. Other end is a little better if they top deck reanimate a reanimation spell, because then they wouldn't have anything in the graveyard. So just downfall that now, I think. So it's still pretty close. If the opponent can top deck, they do have Faithless Looting, so they can see 3 cards next turn. If they hit a reanimation spell, I'm probably done. So I've got to Utter End the Tombstalker this turn. Shallow Grave. Ugh. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, Shallow Grave's very specific. That actually just kills me there. But if I go for the Utter End play, it does mean I get like a turn off from this happening. And I guess I could wait. I mean, yeah, I can probably. I might just die to that anyway, but I don't know. Kind of unlucky. We'll see. If opponent had Shallow Grave in their hand there, then going for Inquisition would have been good. Okay, so what wasn't good? We have the Angel, but that's it, right? You know, everything else gets through it. So, let's go for Smokestack. All right. What about Disenchant? Did I see anything for Disenchant? Didn't see Animate Dead, didn't see any artifact creatures. I think that can go. Actually, Gatekeeper, that can be really, really good. So let's get Gatekeeper in, and then I'm going to cut a Plains for a Swamp. So Gatekeeper can kill Ulamog, and that's pretty important. Alright, I feel really good about this matchup. So, I mean, that was a pretty tight game, but I'm feeling pretty good about this. This hand is awesome. This is quite a hand. Could go turn 2 Bloodline Keeper, or like Sculler plus Grave Robber. This is super broken. Don't have double white yet, but I've got double black. Yeah, I mean, Sculler Grave Robber followed up by Bloodline Keeper sounds insane. It stops. I don't know, like. I didn't see any Moxes, but. Oh, and Thoughtseize. This is good. Alright, let's go for. Let's start with Sculler. See what we hit. Could even like flip the Grave Robber. Okay, what do we got? So, Compulsive Research is pretty good. They have 2 reanimation spells, so we probably want to just leave them with both. And then Mesmeric Fiend, we could kill with Downfall, but I think I'd rather just hit that for good. So we could take Fiend with Sculler, and then Thoughtseize the Compulsive Research, and then punish us on 2 reanimation spells. Could also wait a turn on the Thoughtseize. Just go for Grave Robber now, but if we don't draw land, then we couldn't go for Bloodline Keeper next turn. So I'm just going to Thoughtseize now. And we'd actually need to draw specifically a Swamp, so that's not too likely. Okay, draw Delta. Those are a little annoying against the Grave Robber. So we got Marsh Flats. Let's attack for 2. Let's play a keeper and start making zombies or vampires. Definitely like going for keeper here. Seems really unlikely for opponent to be able to discard reanimate something awful this turn. Let's get the Godless Shrine. And then we can just keep Grave Robber up, so protect from opponent reanimating, and then it's kind of down to if they can show and tell an Ulamog. Utter End. Well, that leaves that option out. So, yeah, let's start with Grave Robber. Let's get in there for 2. I think it's going to be hard to lose at this point. Time Walk, sure. Make it 2-2. So should I remove anything at a turn? They'd have to have some kind of like frantic search into Shallow Grave and have that matter somehow. I'm not really seeing it. Living Death be pretty rough. Tombstalker, that's fine. Oh, they don't. Wait. Interesting. 3, 5, 7, 11. I mean, I can flip Grave Robber right now. Perhaps they're just inducing me into that play. I mean, I could just, like, I could just leave up 5 mana. And I can still, like, you know, protect. Or I could just let it happen. I can... Well, I don't... I can't do this perfectly, though. Like, I would need another source to be able to leave up 2 mana and Hero's Downfall. Because I have to use Soul Ring, and, like, I can't do both of them at the same time if I want to attack. I mean, I can just sit here and keep making vampires for a little bit. Yeah, this is interesting. Alright, I think I remove it. Goes to the bottom here. They should change that. Also, like, you click attack all, and it doesn't actually go up with the rest of your attackers. You have to, like, click on it again. I mean, this seems like it could cause some issues. This opponent has Reanimate. What was the other one? Shallow Grave. Sun Titan. So we'll just pass. And can I maybe win next turn? We have 4, 7, 9, 13 damage, so get them to 1. Brainstorm, sure.
haven't seen any counters out of opponent. I mean, that's something that could actually mess things up if they had like counter backup on stuff, but it doesn't seem like they have that. So as long as they're just going like one by one, trying to get something in the yard and trying to reanimate it, I don't think they can beat me. Maybe Faithless Looting, discard 2 creatures, but I know 2 of their cards are reanimation spells, so I only have 2 cards left. Should be safe from like crazy shallow graves tricks. So downfall that. If they go for Shallow Grave, I could just Night Eyes the Tombstalker in response, just to counter that. So I could like go for a big attack this turn. Path. 7, 9, so I can put him to 1. Does seem good. Attack with all, and then put this up. I don't think they can discard anything for this mana. Pretty excited though. Like, this is the first time I've used Azumi Grave Robber and Cube, and it's performed quite well this game. I mean, it's here to deal with Reanimator, and it's doing what it's supposed to. Is here like a balance or something, or I can't cast Reanimate. So they have 2 cards left. Thirst for Knowledge, tapping white, so I guess they don't have balance. Can't cast Reanimate. Show and Tell doesn't do anything. Maybe Damnation. If they do land Suntan, alright. That's it. So that was a pretty crazy draft. Like, the second round, I mean, I don't know if I spent too much time on those decisions, like a lot of really small stuff, but I mean, if you want to study the game, I think there's a lot there to look at. And yeah, I guess Azumi Grave Robber has a spot in this queue. So yeah, thanks for watching, hope you learned something, and I'll see you next time.